All right, dang it, I'm just doing it. I'm hitting record. Darn it. I just sit here all the time and I'm like, God, I gotta do videos, and I'm always like, oh boy, there's no. Oh yeah, by the way, hi, I'm Dan. Cheers. This is a video now. Yeah, I just want to do a bit of a catching up. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing well. I guess that's it. Goodbye. Goodbye. What have you been up to? Leave it in the comments right now. Just start typing while you're watching this video. It'll be like hanging out. Respond to some of the things I say as we go. Anyway, welcome to this free form video where I'm going to sit and we're going to talk, and you're not going to talk, but I mean, again, get to typing. I just want to shoot the shit a little bit and be like, hey, this is what I've been doing and thinking and stuff, and let's start getting videos going, and let's talk it all out, shall we? Welcome to Dan's therapy session. I'm Dan. Life has been lifing hard in the last, a handful of years, as it has been for everybody. I've been kind of on and off on trying to get things going for YouTube, and otherwise, I've still been streaming and doing that as much as I could for a while until earlier in the year. I ended up getting just a regular day job, which has been fun. I like going to a job and showing up and interacting with customers and talking with people and coworkers. And, I like doing that thing. So I don't mind doing that. Being a cog in the machine, as you will, if you will, as you will, is that a thing? But in general, I've been trying to get some creative things going on. I've been kind of awaiting some larger movement project stuff going on, but I've always just eating at me as I want to make things, and it sucks having that kind of ambition and drive, and then also not being able to focus and fully connect and click to a thing that works for what I'm doing. And, a lot of it has to be self-motivated, and I have incredible attention issues, as has been probably apparent throughout my entire career, and is, for a lot of us, online creators, a lot of the times we can harness the ability of our ADHD, but, a lot of the time I can definitely let it get me down, because if I'm working on something, if it doesn't, snap and click and go, it can definitely halt and catch fire. Oh, is that what that thing is? That phrase and that show with Scoot? I probably sound like a crazy person to most people with those words that I just said. Scoot McNairy, Halt and Catch Fire. It was a TV show. Lee Pace, wasn't he on that as well? I never saw an episode of it. What's her name in it? Mackenzie? Yeah, that lady. She's in that too, right? I know not a lot, and also too much about this show that I've never seen. On AMC Plus, maybe. It was an AMC property, so presumably it would be on AMC Plus. What am I talking about? ADHD. It's a thing that can really derail a creative mind. And so it's a wonder how a brain like this cannot generate things for you to see and hear with your eyes and respond to. Are you still typing in the comments? I'm waiting for some essays. Just in general, creativity is a light within me, and yet I am often directionless and aimless, and kind of falter at, like, this is what I should do. A lot of the time, I love talking off the cuff about movies. I really do. Although I do like being more concerted and planned and stuff like that. So I still want to focus on movie stuff. Gaming is certainly an interest of mine, and I love gaming, but I'm not as into the nitty gritty with that as, you all have always been, and my friends have certainly been. I've always been kind of pulled back in, to the gaming stuff, and I love gaming. Like, gaming. One of the reasons why I like gaming so much is because I've experienced so many cinematic, awesome, amazing stories through video games, interactively, as well as just amazing cutscenes and artistry and storytelling. Yeah, I just want to, get kind of more movie stuff going on, and it's figuring out what that looks like, getting the apparatus of getting that rolling. Once I do kind of one of the ideas I've always had, and I still want to do, because I think it's just the best way, speaking of off the cuff talking about movies, is just doing a podcast where I have a friend on, I have a guest on. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody I know, but somebody who I'd be interested in having on and sharing a movie that they love, that I can then delve into. I've done it a few times on my Patreon podcast that I had going on for a while. with some friends, and that was always super fun. And I have like a long list of people that I would love to ask to be on a regular podcast like that. It's hard to develop an apparatus and an idea for a thing when I'm just fully not into the swing or setup of doing all that. So it's always been tough to kind of commit to a YouTuber schedule. I do like being kind of more free flowy and whatever, and I'm bad with deadlines and everything else, and whenever I try to instill those, it's a little bit tough, and I ended up it's that ADHD thing of like, I didn't get it done in time, now I'm and then you just collapse, and then it's not good. So hi, I'm Dan. It's just been about, I think the best way to get forward through this is to do literally what I'm doing right now, hitting record. That's gonna be my mantra. Move forward, hit record, consequences later, damn it. And I want to develop more of a back and forth and a hi, and just develop more of a thing with me and you and us, and get everything going, and just get more kind of fun stuff coming around here on the channel. Again, it doesn't have to just be movie stuff, but it's like, I'm not really I don't know if I'm really super, maybe if it seems right, filming out and going to do a thing and figuring out all that. But I think a lot more at the desks things, in my office things, more of things like this, where it's like me chill, hanging out, talking, being a bit rambly, things like, the vlogs I did in my office back, oh god, almost a decade ago. The ravages of time. But yeah, fun little things like that. But also more kind of like, hey, I'm doing a review on a thing. One of the reasons why I'm always bad about delving into reviews, it's like, where to start? Because I often want to review older things and kind of be like, hey, I explored this thing. This is what I found from it, like, because that's at me at this movie stage in my life, where it's like, I've been watching movies. I've seen thousands of movies in my life. I am certainly a very critical person. I'm not here to just like shit on things. I'm not really down for that so much to be the thing. It's just, hey, this is a thing I appreciate. Here it is. And I found it. This is obviously, these are movies that have existed for a long time, and this is me coming upon it and my journey in the story with the thing or whatever, things I gleaned from it or whatever else. Popular movies, as well as, other things, interesting things I find, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sorry to get mean. That was scary.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, a couple of years ago when I was helping take care of my grandfather, we were watching so many, classic films, a lot of his favorites, a lot, and he had plenty of stories about actors and everything else. I would love to delve more into some of those movies that we watched together, and provide a little bit of a story and videos and stuff. And I'm just bad about getting to it, and I just need to get to it. That's kind of what I'm doing now. So hi, more of this, huh? You call your Dan sometimes. I almost said Uncle Tommy. Who's that? But yeah, no, we definitely need to be in more communication. I gotta break down my wall about just not giving a shit and posting stuff and saying, hey, I think that's another big thing is just in general, YouTube, the audience and the world and the community and the the internet, is an amazing and scary place. And sometimes, when you put yourself out there, it can be hard to, especially if you are open to receiving it all. It can be hard to parse through it all. That's also been one of my big things, because I'm a big, hey, what did you think about it? Oh, really? I thought this. Like, I liked that part that you didn't like. Oh, interesting. But it's tough when it's like, I don't like that guy's face. And then I go, but it's my face. I'm that guy. I'm Dan. And so that. But hey, I gotta get over that and life. Is this a good awkward outro? Is that a good one? Okay, good. I usually, if this is your first time in a while, or I've ever been on my channel, I usually do awkward out. No, and go to danznews.com. It's where my link tree is. It just goes to my link tree. So you can see all my social medias. I'm on the threads, and I'm on the things. I do cameos. They're very cheap cameos. It's fun. I like saying, have a happy birthday. Okay, bye.